the great thing about pet startups, although not a lot of VCs investing money into it, but there are a lot of pet parents in the world. And some of the big guys, like head of banks, head of big
Okay.
corporations, they all
Uh-huh.
pets, right? And
Yeah.
you can
Yeah.
meet those guys everywhere. You can go to the defense conference, and 50% of people there will have a pet. So you have
Yeah.
a conversation with them. You
Yeah.
can go to FMCG conference, and 50% there have a pet. So you can have a conversation with them. So
Yeah.
it's not really a matter of where to find them. It's a matter of actually getting up and going out there and start making the conversation. But to me, there are two things when you're raising money for pet tech startups. First, a lot of venture funds, they're not really interested in pet tech, right? They
Mm-hmm.
because they are more trendy and more the different,
Different market.
more different markets and different directions. The ones that are hot right now, let's call it,
Mm.
like whatever, deep tech, AIs, and all of that.
Mm.
So the concentration of finance is there. Whereas pet tech, you have to prove your idea because the
Yeah.
market historically is very scattered. Although the market is huge, it's multi-billion, tens and hundreds of billions market, but it's very scattered and
Yeah.
it's very
Yeah.
difficult to navigate at. To connect the dots, when you build B2C and when you build a super app, you build wide. You don't build high, right? It's not like you get one feature and then you enhance it, make it better, 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 and
Okay.
put one brick on top of the other.
Mm.
So when you
Mm.
build a super app, you build
Mm.
wide, you build like
Mm.
a neighborhood, and then you have to connect all these little dots.
Mm.
Your chat has to always consider what you are doing in the symptom checker. And
Mm.
then
Mm.
we have to consider which content you were going through. And then
Wow.
we have to consider what did you write yesterday to remind you about something today. So
Wow.
that all has to be combined in one seamless experience.
Hey guys, before I start the podcast, a quick introduction. My name is Varnit and I'm the founder of Pet Axel Marketing. Pet Axel Marketing is a marketing agency that specifically works with pet businesses. Over the years, we have worked with pet food brand, pet relocation businesses, pet SaaS companies, pet clothing brand, cat food businesses, dog grooming services, and many other product and service-based pet businesses globally. Our services includes everything from creating graphics to running your ad campaign. Not only that, we have built amazing websites and apps for pet businesses. So if you have a pet business and would like us to help grow it, click on the first link in the description to book a call with our team. Now enjoy the podcast.
Hey guys, welcome back to Pet Brand Podcast, the show where we bring you inside stories and strategies from the world's leading pet brand founders, CEOs, and entrepreneurs. I'm your host Varnit, and today we have a very special guest joining us, Ayaz, the founder and CEO of Dosty Petcare. Ayaz brings over 18 years of experience building and leading innovative ventures across industry from sports and telecom to global data platform and now pet tech. He's now on a mission to transform pet care with Dosty, an all-in-one app designed to help pet parents manage their every aspects of their pet life with precision, care, and empathy. Ayaz, it's such a pleasure to have you on the show today.
Thank you very much, Morgan. Thank you very much for the nice introduction. I'm glad to be here. That's always great to have dedicated platforms for people doing pet tech to speak. We don't have much, so whenever we get a chance, it's a great pleasure.
Definitely, definitely. And yeah, I mean, let's start with, as since you have such a dynamic career, it's spanning from like sports, telecom, and data-driven ventures. Like each of these industries has its own pace and challenges, right? So can you start by sharing a bit about your journey and what inspired you to now transition into the pet care industry?
Yeah, definitely. All my life, I dedicated to B2C markets, if I may say so. Even when I was working in telecom and I was head of sub-units for corporate sales,
Yeah, yeah.
still B2C, yeah, B2C was the drive for me. It was about the masses. It was about the people that you can direct your products to. Then later on, we signed an agreement with Manchester United, and we became the official partner of Manchester United here in Azerbaijan and in this
Wow,
region. And
wow,
Manchester United is my boyhood club. So
wow.
for me, that was a pleasure to be a manager of that project. And
Yeah,
that inspired me to open up an agency, a sport
yeah,
marketing agency, the first one in Azerbaijan.
yeah,
And
yeah.
since then, all I was doing is I was, managing and trying to interact and engage with people's emotions because sport is irrational, right?
Mm,
Sport is all about emotions, and so is pet
definitely.
parenting. I'm a pet parent, so pet parenting is also very emotional touch. pets never talk back to you, and you spend your whole life living with them, building up the characters for them, making up the stories of what they tell you, and what you tell them back and stuff like that. So that's also very emotional domain. And being a pet parent, I realized that there is a big market gap in a way that products are structured today, right?
Yeah.
Majority of the projects are aimed to sort out a single problem, a single issue that we're experiencing today or we have experienced in the past. But very few products, and then those are great products, don't get me wrong, but very few products are actually helping you throughout the whole journey with your pet, considering many vital small points. So that got me
Yeah.
thinking, and I had a team. I had a digital agency back then called Digitox, and myself and some of my team members, including my CTO, we decided to separate.
Yeah.
We sold the business, and we started working on Dosty,
Okay.
on the pet tech.
Like talking about the Dosty itself, Dosty is described as being built on strategy with soul, like which is such a compelling philosophy in a tech-driven world, right? So can you unpack like what that means in practice for your brand?
100%. All the products nowadays, especially in digital domain, they have to be very sharp, right? And what is sharp? Sharp is an algorithm. Algorithms are always sharp.
Yeah.
Products built based on algorithms.
Mm-hmm.
But algorithm itself will get you to the certain point, but it will never create the feeling of belonging to something, right? Only emotions spark that. Only when you get into people's emotions, only when you understand what drives a person behind the phone, once you understand that, once you add the soul to it, you keep a person loyal. I give you a little example. Let's say hypothetically speaking, one of our users in the United States will ask Dosty to provide the list of pet-friendly beaches around Santa Barbara in California, right? We will
Yeah.
definitely provide that pet-friendly beaches list, but we
Yeah.
also will tell him not to take his dog today, take his dog tomorrow because it had a vaccine yesterday. So that little "don't take her today, take her tomorrow" is a personal touch that we provide, right?
Wow.
We
Wow.
give that relationship a little bit of emotion by showing that we also care about your dog. It's not just about providing information that you wanted. It's also about warning you that doing so may cause future troubles. So consider your move, and then once you absolutely sure, do whatever you do, right? So that's our job. Our job is to make sure that pet parents around the world understand that we hear them, we feel them,
Wow.
and we consider things that they may not consider. Yeah, as a pet parent, you understand. I'm a pet parent. I have 3 dogs, as I told you already.
Wow. Wow.
You miss a lot of small things on a daily. Like when you take care of your dogs, some things may slip your mind, and
Yeah.
it's very important to be reminded about certain things. So yeah, that's when you create an appreciation. That's when you add an emotion, you add a soul, and you create that loyalty bridge.
Love it, love it.
Yeah.
And Dosty has now, it's quickly evolved into an all-in-one pet care hub for pet parents, right? What feature do you feel has been the most transformative for pet parents so far?
I would actually say that that's a combination of features,
Okay,
if
yeah,
I
yeah.
may say
Okay.
so.
Mm-hmm.
We have coming back to emotional algorithms here. We have a very algorithmic chat that
Wow,
considers all data about your pets and provides you
wow,
personalized advices 24/7. But we
wow.
also have a community where
Okay.
each and every pet parent can send a question, and the same pet
Yeah,
parents all
yeah.
over the world will respond. So
Mm.
we have 1,600 Labradors registered in Dosty. And every
Wow,
time I write a question, all the Labrador owners receive that question
wow.
and they may share the personal experiences with me. So combination of those two features of the
Wow.
very algorithm personalized chat and
Mm.
something very soulful like community, yeah, but that creates that feeling of belonging was very transformative for Dosti because now we, besides just providing yes and no or just providing tailored content, we allow pet parents to speak.
Wow.
And then once they spoke, we heard a lot of interesting nuances that we are considering in the future features of our product.
Wow, wow. And building a product from scratch, it's always it's bring unexpected challenges, right? So as you developed Dosty, like what product development challenges surprised you the most?
To connect the dots, when you build B2C and when you build a super app, you build wide. You don't build high, right? It's not like you get one feature and then you enhance it, make it better, 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 and
Okay.
put one brick on top of the other.
Hmm.
So when you
Hmm.
build a super app, you build
Hmm.
wide, you build like
Hmm.
a neighborhood. And then you have to connect all these little dots.
Hmm.
Your chat has to always consider what you are doing in the symptom checker.
Hmm.
And then
Hmm.
we have to consider which content you were going through. And then
Wow.
we have to consider what did you write yesterday to remind you about something today. So
Wow.
that all has to be combined in one seamless experience. And I think that's the biggest challenge.
Wow.
That's the biggest challenge to make one seamless experience personalized for every
Hmm.
user using Dosty.
Love it. Love it. Talking more about the growth and scaling part, Dosty achieved global recognition in just 10 months, which is definitely remarkable for a startup. What key strategies fueled that rapid growth?
I think one of the most important things was that we didn't concentrate on one single territory. You know, when you do the startup, what they tell you, what books tell you, is you have to concentrate on a single territory with a single problem, make sure
Okay.
that you find the product market fit, and then grow.
Okay.
Uh, our team built in Azerbaijan, the pet care, the maturity of pet care in terms of the pet tech is not on that level yet. So we didn't have a base market to test our product.
Hmm.
So what we
Hmm.
decided to do, we decided to test it globally a little
Okay.
bit in every country. So as a result, we have 50 plus countries,
Wow.
users registered from 50 plus countries. We have about 24,000 users registered on a platform, and they registered about 31,000 pets.
Wow.
So the goal is, yeah, so the goal is by May 2026, our goal is to bring about 200,000 registered users. Since we
Wow.
know the mathematics right now, we know how much it costs us to bring a registered user and how much it costs us to make that user pay.
Wow.
So yeah, our goal is to bring about 200,000 registered users by May.
Love it, love it. And another thing is fundraising. Fundraising is often, a
Yeah,
challenging hurdle for earlier startups. Can
yeah.
you walk us through how you successfully raised early investment and what do investors typically look for in a pet tech startup?
Honestly speaking, there is no, from my personal experience, and there is no successful recipe for raising money, right? That the luck plays 50%. Like we got very lucky. We got to know a beautiful angel investor, and she's a devoted animal advocate. She
Wow,
has a lot of pets. She helps a lot of pets all over the world.
wow,
So for her, the struggles and the issues that pet parents going through, she knows it firsthand because she's a pet parent. And so, yeah, we got lucky. She believed in us. She invested into the project, and since then we've been scaling. But to me, there are two things when you're raising money for pet tech startup. First, a lot of venture funds, they're not really interested in pet tech, right?
mm,
They
mm.
because they are more trendy and more the different,
Different market,
more,
different.
yeah, different markets and different directions. The ones that are hot right now, let's call it,
Mm,
yeah, like whatever, deep tech, AIs, and all of that.
mm.
So the concentration of finance is there. Whereas pet tech, you have to prove your idea because the
Yeah,
market historically is very scattered. Although the market is huge, it's multi-billion, tens and hundreds of billions market, but it's very scattered and
yeah,
it's very
yeah.
difficult to navigate at.
Mm,
So yeah, and the one of the most important things that investors look for is the clarity of your solution. Like what are you doing and how you planning to scale that abroad, especially if you're not in United States, because United States is a prime market for pet parents. Although our part of the world, the eastern part of the world, is growing very rapidly, and within the next 5 years, I think that this part of the world will be top. But
yeah.
but at the moment, it's all about the plan on how you're gonna scale quickly locally and then make it a global proposition.
Mm-hmm. And if somebody is listening to this podcast, they don't really understand like how to find these investors, like where to look at. Is it like conferences? Is it
The,
online, cold emailing? Like what's the process looks like?
the great thing about pet startups, although not a lot of VCs investing money into it, but there are a lot of pet parents in the world. And some of the big guys, like head of banks, head of big
Okay.
corporations, they all
Okay.
pets, right? And
Yeah,
you can
yeah,
meet those guys everywhere. You can go to the defense conference, and 50% of people there will have a pet. So you have
yeah,
a conversation with them. You
yeah,
can go to FMCG conference, and 50% there have a pet. So you can have a conversation with them. So
yeah,
it's not really a matter of where to find them. It's a matter of actually getting up and going out there and start making the conversations, and finding out who of those guys have pets, and pitching them your idea. Because if that guy is from business part of the world, let's say the big bank guy, he has the money, he can invest.
yeah,
So it's a matter of bringing him on board. Yeah, he's not a VC, but
mm,
he's the guy who can provide you with initial capital, right?
yeah,
So it's all about getting that first capital. And then for pet space, it's actually great because a lot of people own pets. A lot
yeah,
of different people own pets.
yeah, yeah. And
Yeah.
how did you find your first investor?
How did I find my investor? We actually got to know each other at one of the events, and me and my co-founder actually introduced me to her,
Yeah,
and they had a conversation about the pets.
yeah,
And my
okay,
co-founder has a pet, and she has a lot of pets, and then
yeah,
that's how the conversation started. And
mhm,
then it was like that, and then we touched back in 2 months with a
yeah,
presentation. The process took long. It took about 7 months. We were going through due diligence, lawyers, emailing each other
okay,
back and forth. But then, yeah, we got our first investment, and then since then, our angel investor is with us, and then she's been a great friend to us already, and she's more like a co-founder than the angel investor,
wow,
and we appreciate her presence, right? She
love
never
it.
interferes with anything operational, but we can always rely on her advice and her wisdom, and she's a great benefit to our team.
Love it, love it. Talking about marketing, marketing is a common challenge for
Yeah.
brands trying to stand out in the market. How has Dosty positioned itself in such a competitive market?
For us, the more important thing was to cut off the noise, because there's
Yeah.
a lot of places where startup can be, and then a lot of places where you can go, but they take you the wrong direction. So we selected the niche pet industry top, the magazines, top websites, top
Okay.
agencies, top
Wow.
top opinion leaders, and we starting reaching out to them. We
Okay.
constantly update them on what is happening with Dosty. We send them
Wow.
our research. We do the research papers, analyzing the tone of voices of different pet parents, and doing the
Mm.
health reports. So yeah, our network is 80% pet space. The big vet clinics, the groomer, the salon owners, and globally, not only in Europe or Asia, but globally in the Western world as well.
Mm.
So for us, the spreading the world was about getting into the pet community, and sending a message that we're building a super app, and we have space for everyone to come. So we're buying the content. We're more than glad to integrate with other pet providers to offer their services through our
Wow.
platform. So
Wow.
yeah, so that was the strategy, to get into the community and spread the word.
Yeah. Yeah. Love it. Love it. Like, but
Yeah.
like currently, like, what is your best marketing platform, which is getting you the best, like, most amount of users, with the best ROI?
TikTok,
TikTok.
like the best element, the advertisement is cheaper on TikTok,
Wow.
and the users getting more engaged, and I believe that's due to the Gen Z and late millennials,
Yeah.
because that is mainly the platform where they digest the information from.
Yeah.
So that's the majority of traffic. That's where the majority of traffic coming from.
Love it. Love it.
But then we already seeing the nodes of organic growth as well. Like it's more and more users finding about Dosty organically, reading somewhere, or seeing the advertisement somewhere else, and they're remembering and typing in and just getting the content from us, or getting the app itself.
Love it, love it. And many listeners are early age pet brand founders who might be listening to this podcast and they're looking for guidance. What advice would you give to someone who are just starting out journey in the pet industry?
In the pet industry, reach out. Pet parenting is all about the community, right? It's
Wow.
when you have pets, that's natural for you to socialize them. So you socialize with other people who have pets as well. And when you're building a startup, it's the same thing. You gotta have your ear to the community. You gotta reach out not only to the users, not only to the end user, but to the wider community. Because pet space is very intersected, and everywhere in the world, pet owners, they tend to create their little communities, the clubs and blah, blah, blah. So you have to make sure that they hear you, they know what you're building. Instead of running around and screaming all over the place and looking for wisdom all over the place, turn yourself back to the community and talk to
Wow.
those guys, because they are your first advocates. They're the ones to test your product first. They're the ones who can give you great advice. And that's where the business is. At the end of the day, you see the business. So yeah, it's 100%. Be always close to the community, like properly
Love it.
close. Go out there, talk to people, talk to owners, talk to
Mm,
businesses,
mm.
see what are the pain points and how you can connect those dots.
Love it, love it. And as you know, learning from others' mistakes can save years of trial and error, right?
Yeah,
What
100%.
are some of the common mistakes you see pet brands right now making and how they can avoid them?
To me, a lot of pet brands, pet tech, and in general, the pet care
Yeah,
brands,
general, yeah.
they do a lot of same things. There is a lot of solutions for pets. There is a lot of training apps. There is a lot of this and that. They they're all successful to a certain extent, but
Yeah.
there is no need for another training app. There's a lot of great training apps out there who can handle the business, right? There is no need for another telemed app because there are a lot of great telemed apps there who's handling the business.
Okay.
Pet market is so huge, and there are
Yeah.
so many standalone problems to
Other
solve,
problems as well. Yeah.
and there are so many combinations of problems that you can solve, right?
Yeah.
It's not only about providing the immediate solution to train a dog. It's thinking about the rehabilitation. Like, what if I never found a training app for the dogs who are under the rehabilitation, let's say after the car hit, like what to do, how to work out with your dog after the car hit. Like,
Mm.
there's not a lot of content on that,
Yeah.
professional content
Yeah.
on that. So there's so
Basically
many
doing your own
niches.
research and then finding out like
Yeah, so
what are
many
the other
niches
things.
that you can start with and then combine them into bigger pieces. That's 100%. And that's the beauty of pet space. Everything is very interconnected. It's very easy to connect the dots.
Love it, love it. And also, the pet industry is evolving rapidly, as especially with technology and AI innovations.
100%.
So, where do you see the biggest opportunity for innovation in the pet industry? Let's say between let's say in the next 5 to 10 years.
Unified pet profiles. To me, creating a single pet profile that
Wow.
includes many touch points, not just what the dog eats and how much it weighs, yeah, but 20, 25 touch points, including the handler's behavior. What is the psychotype of the handler and stuff? So that all combined creates the unified pet profiles that can provide us a lot of information on, first, how to monetize, and second, on how to make the life being of the pet better. It's very hard. The funny thing is, pet market is huge, but there is not a single resource that provides a single unified pet profile. Vets have their own data, trainers have their own data, groomers their own, food providers their own, and for the most of the cases, that data is yesterday. That's a static clinical data, right? Even the loyalty programs, they provide retail data. They don't provide anything else. So that's all yesterday. And there is no predictive modeling in pet space. That is exactly why there is no predictive modeling in pet space. So there's so many opportunities, and market definitely going to go into the predictive models.
Wow.
Market going to go into the predictive pet care.
Yeah.
Market going to go into the creation of unified pet profiles as a core, and then the predictive pet care, the
Mhm.
advanced whatever propositions in terms of products and so on and so forth and so on and so forth.
Wow.
Yeah, we're definitely going to get into that.
Love it, love it. And last question from my end, I asked, looking
Go
forward,
ahead, Mike.
vision and impact are often, guiding forces for founders. What is your ultimate vision for Dosty and how do you want it to impact the lives of pet parents worldwide?
Well, my ultimate vision for Dosty is to create a unified pet platform, the ecosystem
Yeah, yeah,
where service providers, you just mentioned a great question. If there is a new pet startup who is coming up, what shall he do, right? Now, imagine a platform that is available for everybody, that has thousands of users all over the world. And let's say, hypothetically speaking, the guy in whatever part of the world, created a pet startup. So all he has to do is to connect with that platform, and all the people, all the pet parents who are registered on that platform in that region will see his startup, will see his service, and will be able to reach out to him, right?
Wow.
Our another part of my vision, our vision as Dosty, is to create a predictive pet care techniques where we can help pet parents in advance, when we can make them anticipate the problems that are coming. I
Wow.
give you a little example. We have a symptom checker feature in our app,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
there are like 60 most popular symptoms for cats and dogs there,
Wow.
and that is not AI, that is a rule base, and that symptom checker was created by the great team of the veterinarians from United Kingdom, led by Dr. Joanne Woodnut and 15 other vets.
Wow.
So from the surgeons to the guys who do the nutrition, they all were participating. And let's say, hypothetically speaking, today I select that my dog is vomiting, and in 1 week my dog is head shaking. There are two ways. Number one is we can treat those as separate signals,
Mm. Mm.
or we can say that those together can lead to that. There is a hidden problem that is happening in your dog. These are not separate signals.
Yeah.
This is the something that is coming bigger, right? And
Yeah.
in order for us to tell that, we have to mix a lot of data that we get from that pet with
Mm.
those current symptoms to provide that feedback. But once we start providing that feedback, we make so many pet parents aware of what will be happening next and how to prevent it, right? Because
Mm.
dogs cannot speak to us. We started our conversation with that. Dogs cannot speak back, but
Mm.
we can predict what will be happening. So one of our main points of our vision is to create a very beneficial predictive models for the pet parents all over the world, and where we can assist them, with the steps ahead more clearly and more dynamic.
Love it. Love it. And guys, that brings us to the end of another episode of Pet Brand Podcast. Ayaz, thank you so much for joining us today and sharing your incredible journey.
Thank you very much, Varnit. Appreciate the invitation, mate.
Love it, love it. And your experience on and perspective on building a pet brand with heart and strategy will be invaluable to our listeners, to our audience. If you're looking to learn more about Dosty and stay up to date with their innovative pet care solutions, be sure to check out their app and follow their journey. I will leave all the links in the description below. And thank you for tuning in. Until next time, keep innovating, keep growing, and keep caring for the pets who makes our life better every single day.